Oh, it's my wiener.
This isn't a controller at all. What? Oh no! Oh, I'm jacking it.
You will atone for your transgressions.
Welcome to the Pops Podcast.
Stop!
No.
Fucking stop!
No.
Okay.
I won't. Oh, look at this. I'm using the world. So we were on a
philosophical.
I hope you pay attention to what those weights on the chains look like in the other room, because I did and you didn't.
Matthew, what do you think about the church?
I don't really have an opinion.
Oh,
really?
Not really.
Okay, it's fair.
What about that time the church raped your mom?
You were raised Christian, correct?
Yep.
Which denomination?
It's a good question.
Oh.
Well,
Changed based on which church we went to.
Oh,
but for the most part, we were mainly at a Baptist church for most of my life.
So kind of non-denominational.
Pretty much.
Neat.
How important do you think... you're Catholic, so you think denomination is very important. Although I guess I shouldn't assume shit.
Ooh, way to assume.
Well, I mean, there's... Alright, it's about to get real fucking theological. You ready?
Let's take
I am
that
definitely
dive.
not ready.
Oh.
Well, I'm sorry. First of all, one of my friends told me this, because I went to a Catholic high school and he did as well, but he went in New Orleans and I went in a little bit north of New Orleans. I think he said one of the priests or one of the teachers told him this at the school, and I actually...
Tinderbox. Or no, oil.
Yeah, gotcha.
I actually agree wholeheartedly. He said that technically no religion is correct, and at first I was just like, well, that's fucking weird. I don't know if I agree with that. But then I realized, as human beings, God is so beyond our understanding that we can't...
Never mind.
We can't even assume that we do understand it at all, or that we are correct about half the things we say. I'm sure there is, like there's still a reason to do certain things. Because, if you just say, oh, everything we know is wrong, then there's no point in trying to say, for example, not sin. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or to go to Mass at all, or what have you. So I'm sure through the thousands of years of study, on top of that, the actual event of God being, becoming man as Jesus, which, spawned Christianity.
Right.
Through those events and other historical, accuracies, there are reasons we do certain things the way we do, no matter what denomination you are of Christianity. But denominations. It's really unfortunate that the church is split in the way it is, because, like I just said, I don't believe any one particular one is correct necessarily, because it's kind of impossible. I mean, if you want to argue the semantics of it, Catholicism is the oldest one. It's basically the original. But I understand why they're different interpretations. Well, some denominations exist for just absurd bullshit, like King Henry wanting to divorce his wife.
Well, that was the first Protestant, so all other ones come from that. So what the hell, man?
Well, we have an entire denomination just because King James was thirsty.
Was thirsty. I was hoping that was...
Well, you guys have legit practices. For example, you guys viewing the body and blood as symbolic. I understand that. That makes sense. I don't think that's a bad thing or the wrong decision.
Yeah.
It's not what I choose to believe in, but that doesn't make it inherently wrong or bad in any way.
I think I've discussed this theory I have with you, that God himself is not a perfect being, in that we're made in his image, so we're just like him, and we don't have it all figured out, but we want other people to think we have it figured out.
Right.
So in the same way, he says, hey, I have it all figured out, just put your faith in me, because he wants to bear the burdens for us. And then meanwhile, I was like, oh shit, I guess I gotta make this happen.
That's an interesting theory. I don't know if I personally agree with it. Because, being made in God's image is not the same as being made as God. So, it's like saying this painting is made in the image of the artist's brain. It might be relatively accurate, but is it going to actually convey an image of, like, say, a building, for example, as well as a picture would? No. Fuck! No. But anyway, what was that? So I was saying that technically all religions are wrong, for one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I was
Everything you know is a lie.
Like I was saying, yeah, I'm not, like, inherently... Well, okay. I'm not inherently against denominations in Christianity, like separate subsects. I do wish every Christian was unified. That would actually be magnificent. But, I mean, it is what it is, and I'm not, like, not going to stress out about it, because, I mean, what the fuck am I going to do? So, yeah. You have any other weird, deep theological questions? I really started getting into this shit last semester, like, way more heavily than I had before. So, it's really fucking interesting. Like, not just religion, but also just the universe in general. So...
Matthew, what would you like to talk about?
You know what I think?
What?
You know how galaxies, they swirl?
Oh, here he fucking goes. Here he goes with this story again.
Snail shells, they also got a little swirl to them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Are you about to go on your snail bullshit again?
Maybe.
Some people like snails, Matthew. They're not all bad.
You don't know where I was going with that.
I know exactly where you're going.
The universe swirls like a snail shell.
I think
Oh,
the
God.
universe is a giant snail.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think galaxies are big old snails.
Always
enough.
fail with snail.
I have an interesting question for you, Matt, that you may pursue if you wish.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you were raised, like, going to church and whatnot with your parents, what caused you to, I guess, lose interest?
What caused you to take this snail religion?
What caused you to believe in the snail?
This fucking pipe is having
My
issues.
lord.
Oh my god.
I don't think the pipe is. I think Daniel is, dude. I think he's finally broken.
He's transcending the fucking game. It wants to be real.
Oh my god.
Well, that just fucking slipped right in, didn't
Don't
it?
worry about it.
So what caused you to believe in the snail lord?
Well, you know.
Snails.
You know.
You know.
You know.
Snails.
No, but as to why,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, why did you not further pursue religion?
I just felt like it's too much to try to think about.
Fair enough.
Like, I felt kind of just like, yeah, but I don't know if that's how it really happened.
You like fans.
So I'm just kind of hoping, like, I don't know if there's a God, but I hope he's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope he's cool with him being a fucking sinner.
Yeah.
Believing in snails.
No, one interesting point is, like, a lot of religious denominations basically teach that if you don't believe in God, or at least try to put your faith in him, that you'll just go to hell. Mm-hmm. And I disagree with that completely.
I also disagree with that.
I think I forgot what the Catholic Church is teaching on it. It might be something along the same vein, but I know for me personally, I wholeheartedly believe that it doesn't matter, like, even if you're atheist or agnostic, as long as you live your life as, like, a really just a
Brennan,
decent human being.
Sorry to interrupt you, David, but did you put that other pipe on the other side of the wall in that room?
What do you mean?
Go back to the room where you just stuck a pipe on the wall.
Hang on.
No, he tried to put it on the same side, I think.
Did you try to put it on the other side?
No, I think... Because, like, the whole theme of this is, like, mirroring, so I was assuming that it would just look like the other side, but I can go try it.
So what were you saying, David?
But anyway, I don't think it matters if someone's atheist or agnostic, as long as they live their life as a decent, like, kind human being and try to do the right thing whenever they can, that they'll still go to essentially heaven.
Wait, yeah, maybe it goes that other direction on the other wall. As if it looks like
I think
that.
it goes where this pipe right here is going. And I'll have the other pipes there yet.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like that might be it.
Now, here's
I think with me, I also did not like the idea that there's a
that you have to believe in God to be saved.
That there's this idea that's just like, hey, I love you, but if you don't
do what
listen
I say.
to everything I tell you to, then you can just fucking die. Like,
and
it seems like the whole idea of like, I think it may have also been how it was presented to me with the idea of like, well, he just has to put you in hell. It's like, he really doesn't though.
Doesn't have to.
See, like, to me, the ideas on that are completely different. For example, as you were just saying, you were like, yeah, I love you, but I do wholeheartedly believe, and this is a teaching the Catholic Church will teach, that God is love and love is God. And so choosing God is choosing the path of love and vice versa. So I've thought, like, if you would have the thought like, oh, if God loves us then why would he, like, quote unquote send us to hell for not believing in him or not being a good person? But again, getting into the deeper, more like theological and philosophical aspects of it, it's you have to be saved through God. However, you have to do it yourself. God, I believe that God doesn't send you to one of these places, but really you choose your own fate or what happens to your soul. But either way, it happens through God, if that makes any sense.
Just strive to be a good person.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, it's just the theme of all religion is giving reason to being a good person.
Yeah, and that's why
a lot of religions are just like, hey, just don't be a dick.
That's why I think religion at its core is actually a fantastic thing, whether people believe in it or not. Is because most regular religions, aka not any form of extremism, including Islam, like the actual core of Islam, just like Judaism, just like Christianity, and all those like and to an extent also like Buddhism and Hinduism, etc., Taoism, whatever, every religion.
To an extent, those are just, the whole theme of those is peace.
Well, yeah, I guess I said to an extent because those are in a lot of ways still very fundamentally different from the big three monotheistic religions. But yeah, no, at the core of all of them is basically love. Like love for other people and love for the world. So I think religion's fantastic. That's why, like, that's one of the reasons I really just don't understand atheism. It's just like, first of all, how could you believe this just happened by accident? The fucking probability of that. And then secondly is, again, like, to be fair, a lot of people like view religion in such a malevolent way because they do see just the extremist forms, and so it looks terrible.
Yeah, I mean, when you see all these things of trying to tell you like why, hey, everything you're doing is wrong, exactly, that kind of stuff. Like those people who keep coming, the abortion people who always show up.
I ruined everything.
Yeah, see, I really, really dislike that they come to campus and scream at people about stupid shit like that because...
Yeah, I feel like the people are wrong. Other people who aren't associated with them are wrong to just sit there and try to scream at them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Both sides are at fault.
The people themselves are at fault because they're making generally Christianity in general look bad because they're just a very small portion of it, but they're being louder than the rest and gaining more attention. So people see it and they think, oh, this is what Christians do. This is fucking cancerous. Christianity sucks.
Well,
but I also agree that the people who scream back at them are like, that's terrible too because...
That person's good.
Yes, that is what they say. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't know. They're not even trying to have a conversation. But I believe they're at fault too. Not so much because they're being aggressive, but literally just because they're giving the people the attention, which is what they want.
Yeah.
They want attention. So if you keep feeding them attention, they're just going to keep coming back. And I don't know, the whole fucking thing just bums me out. Like, I used to walk by and find it so entertaining to sit there and watch the two sides, like, yelling at each other and whatnot. But ever since I came to realize that both sides were wrong in various ways and it reflected poorly on everybody, it left a bad taste in my mouth. So I just try to ignore it whenever I walk by on campus.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, you can change.
Oh, they
where
fit
go.
in multiple positions.
Oh boy!
Oh no.
That means you actually have to pay attention to what the other
Well,
side
because
looks like.
I'm out of pipes. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell. Wait, maybe I don't need to match that. Maybe I just need to match the holes.
Maybe.
Ooh. Nice.
There's...
Wait, how many holes are there?
Every girl has 3.
Enough for me.
Every girl has 3.
Yeah.
Only put it in 2.
Are there 6 total?
Yeah. Oh, I see. I got it.
He's got it.
I got it.
I got it. He's got it.
Brennan, there are more than 6.
No, I got it. Alright.
I guess it's
Transcending time.
it's kind of hard to solve a puzzle when the material is actually transitioning to another plane of existence in your very hand.
Is it not gonna work?
Nope.
Oh.
I don't think licking it will work either.
Wait, what about that
I was
one?
hoping I could give it a good old lick.
Oh God.
Wait, hold on. Take that pipe off. Put the other pipe on, because you see that one, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that one fits over that one, because that one's shorter and the other one's wider.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Now we
Nice.
just need to connect all the holes.
Nice.
Nice-a-roo.
Nice.
So now we have to find
Nice.
another pipe.
Other side.
Why not?
No, I don't think we do.
You sure about that?
Yep.
Well, fuck.
Because, like, look, it's connecting the same holes that this one is. Like, boom,
Oh.
boom, boom, boom,
okay.
boom, boom.
That's bizarre, but all right. I'll.
It's also not how machinery works. Those
why-
holes aren't there just for no reason.
But anyway, so to finish up what I was saying, like I said, choosing God is essentially choosing love, and like I said, God doesn't sin. Like God, I don't believe God condemns you to hell because if He loves us, why would He do that? But you have to save yourself. So if you're a piece of shit, a good way to think of it is, you're like, you are, say you're a terrible person, you're drifting towards hell, you're pushing yourself. Actually, you know what? That's another thing I should probably mention real quick. Also, a huge thing that a lot of people actually really get wrong because they just don't know, which is understandable. I didn't know until a few years ago. Heaven and hell are not places. We don't understand them in the same way we think we do. Because, like, of course, you always see it depicted as, oh, heaven's this cloud kingdom up in the sky where St. Peter's chilling at the front fucking Golden Gate. Like, oh, what up, dog?
What up, my nigga?
What up, dude? I see the worst thing you ever did was,
He goes, what up, my nigga? Oh. Oh.
He goes, yo, what's up, my nigga? I'm just kidding. We don't do that here. But anyway,
Bad people.
so like we perceive it as these places, and hell is this like underground fire lair where Satan shoves a pitchfork up your ass.
And that's mainly
90%
because
the
of
time. The media.
Yeah, it's mainly because of the media just running with Dante's interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but here's the thing. Heaven and hell are not places, they're actually just concepts. And what they are is heaven is being with God or one with God, like your spirit being with God, and hell is being totally separate from God. So you're essentially...
That sign said Cloacayyy on it.
Did it?
Cloacayyy.
Whoa! It looked like A.
Cloacayyy.
Man, what the fuck sound does A and E together make? A.
Actually,
Probably, yeah.
I don't think it does make that sound.
I mean, that is a...
we look at it and phonetically in English we go A. But
Actually, I'm pretty sure it does make the ah sound.
Yeah.
We
We just don't use it normally.
Yeah, because it was typically seen in Middle English, or I think Old English. I'm taking a history of the English language course this semester, and one of the first pages in the textbuck is phonetic
is
sounds.
A.
Actually, yeah.
It just says A. It has a picture of the Fonz. Giving you the double finger gun. Hey!
The teacher's just like, and this is pronounced as, and she like literally morphs into the Fonz and goes, hey!
Wait, hold. There's a Tinder
It's in the box. Oh, no, wait, that one's a grinder box. Hey, boys! I'm sorry.
Gay.
That's how gays sound.
But
I
yeah,
assume.
like that's another thing. Like, the Bible doesn't really talk about heaven or hell in a lot of detail, if at all.
Oh, dude, the Bible, oh my god, don't even get me started. So much shit.
So stupid.
So dumb! It's so dumb! No, but yeah, so like, again, like God doesn't condemn you there. You choose if you're going to be separate from Him or with Him, essentially, through the way that you live. But, no, the Bible, that's the other fucking problem part is, oh wow,
I
okay.
did not expect that to work.
People that's another thing people use like almost against Christianity. They're like, the Bible says we can't wear cloth, and you're just like, what the fuck? Or the Bible says a man shall not lay with another man. First of all, Christians, at least I guess you could say the properly practicing ones. It's kind of weird to say. I don't know if I'm like, wow, that note is
jiggly wabbly.
Being gay is not a sin. Like, people think like Christians hate gays or that. Oh, being...
It's a good thing no one's gonna watch this because oh boy, would we get some comments.
Who cares?
I don't care. I want the I'm so sick of everyone on the internet being like, oh, I just don't want to talk about that. I don't want to deal with it. Just fucking, it's a discussion. We need to have it.
That's fair.
So it stops being misconceptions.
I agree with you on the Bible gets used against Christianity a lot because a lot of times people will say, the Bible says a man shall not, in Leviticus, a man shall not lay with another man.
The problem
it also says don't eat shrimp. What's your point?
the problem is that people interpret, especially, the New Testament's a bit different. It gets a little more foggy there, but people interpret all of the Old Testament literally, when a lot of it should be interpreted metaphorically.
It's just
like when I went to church, that was one thing I remember is
it most of the Old Testament just like letters to races as metaphors?
No, not quite.
I just remember like
actually letters are mostly in
New Testament. I'm thinking of Paul and shit.
Yeah,
I remember it's like one thing people I was in Sunday school once hearing like someone saying like there's a very good chance a lot of people want to interpret books like Job literally. Most likely, this is not something that happened. This is probably just a metaphor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
which is good because that Job is a terrible story and paints God in a terrible light.
Exactly. It's so bad. Like, I would not want anyone who doesn't know much about Christianity to read that story because then they're just gonna go, oh my God, God's a fucking tyrant.
Fucking Satan's like, hey God, you can't fuck that guy up so bad he hates you. God's like, yeah, no way.
And then God's like, oh, you'll see, I'll make him want to die. And then he fucking
God, that image is scary.
And he destroys his entire life in every way, shape, and form.
Destroys his house, destroys his crops, kills his animals, kills his children, and then makes his wife a bitch.
Yeah. And I think he gives him, like, disease and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
he gives him, like, it said that he has boils or something all over his skin.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty fucking
scraping his flesh with pottery.
But, yeah, so, and here's the other really tricky part, too. Not 100, even though a lot of it should and isn't interpreted metaphorically, some of it should be interpreted literally, because some of the Old Testament, maybe not much, but some of the books in there are supposed to be historical text, because the Bible's a compilation of a lot of different texts, all of which need to be read through and studied fervently before even making any kind of interpretation on it. But then of course a bunch of fucking idiots just go, no, the Bible says the fags
fags dumb.
Fags are gay.
Bible says, hey, those fags, well, fuck them. Actually don't. That's what they want.
Dude, don't do that. They'll suck you in.
The air is killing me.
No, but yeah, so the Bible is a very complex, complicated beast, and it suffers from being just the most popular and widely distributed book, because the side effect of that is anyone can go, fucking Joe Schmo can go buy like a $1 copy of it, and then next thing you know, you have some just persuasive, ignorant person running around saying, the Bible says this! And then people are like, wow, this is Christianity? Fuck them.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Like I said, the New Testament's a bit different, because I do believe a lot of the New Testament is...
Wow, a lot of the puzzles in this area are solved with rock.
I do believe some of the New Testament is supposed to be literal, and it is somewhat historically accurate. There's also the fact that, like, there's a big argument where, say, people like Ian, for example, because Ian is agnostic, and I've talked to him about this a little bit. I brought up the Bible, and he's like, yeah, well, it was written by human beings, so of course it's not going to be, like, anywhere close to perfect. But then I said, well, those human beings supposedly are divinely inspired by the Holy Spirit. That's a Christian teaching. And he was just like, that's not... And I was just like, well, I mean, fuck.
It all comes down to a matter of faith. So
Yeah. No, like I said, starting last semester and probably bleeding into this one as well, I've actually been reading up on this a lot. Like, for example, I'm reading this one book right now called Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterfield that my friend let me borrow. And it goes into a lot of deep, complicated shit. And if there's anything I've learned is that you can examine a lot in Christianity using logic, and you can break down a lot of things logically. But no matter what path you take, and
look at that shelf again, see if there's anything else on it.
Okay.
No matter what path you take, and no matter how far you explore it and how logical you are, it always leads back to faith. Because there's just no way you can prove the existence of God. So part of it is you have to take a leap of faith, and that's the part a lot of Christians struggle with, and it's the part I struggle with because. Some people, it's really easy for them to believe in that or to take that leap of faith because they've seen literal, like, signs that have affected their life that were unnatural or couldn't be explained. Like, they've had spiritual experiences. Say, for example, someone's praying and then, like, someone else starts speaking in tongues. I've never witnessed that happen. I've never been around it. There's no actual proof for me. Like, no... again, proof that like God or religion in general or any kind of spiritual world exists. So for me, I really do have to.
That guy's got a wiener.
He sure does.
Oh boy.
And no scrotum, it looks like.
Touch ween. Touch ween.
In your inventory, it just pops up and says wiener.
It just says ween.
So yeah, so for me, it truly is like faith-based. Which
Come at that from the other side of the speaking in tongues thing. I think I remember
I'm sorry.
reading something that said like some actual linguists analyzed when people were speaking in tongues, and they analyzed it and they couldn't find it that what they were saying matched any language.
Yeah.
Well, as I guess to counter argument that in a way that is again based on faith, the people who you're speaking to who need to hear it are going to understand what you're saying, and that's like the point of speaking in tongues is that you can. One form of it is and there are multiple forms of it too, but one form is that you speak.
One form you actually spit out tongues as you talk.
you just lean over and go a bunch of fucking times. One form of it is multiple people who all speak different languages and are only monolingual. They can only understand their native tongue, will understand what you're saying, like everybody at once. So of course that's going to be in a way supernatural, and you're not going to be able to interpret that scientifically. So again, like that's just another example of where faith has to come in. But again, I'm trying to empathize with people who do struggle to see that side from a Christian point of view, because I am Christian, specifically Catholic, and like I said, I still struggle with that because it's hard to, especially when you, as you know, Matt, when you study science and you learn how the world works, like it's really hard to.
Yeah, like I can remember. Wait, Brennan, go back.
What?
Was there a thing?
There's a lot of things.
No, not the bodies. Yeah,
There's
a lot.
some
There are
plants.
Just some flowers growing in a fucking morgue.
There
there
are tongues everywhere. These men had a spiritual experience before they died.
No, but I can just remember progressively trying, like learning more about science and then trying to justify it with faith, like being like, oh, well, obviously has to be some evolution. I mean, we have dogs and everyone agrees that they came from wolves, right? So like, and on that kind of level, but then also thinking of like, then going down to things like, well, maybe evolution is much faster than we think, and then like trying to use that to explain how Noah could fit 1,000,000 things on the ark. And of course, like you said, then there's the interpretation of, well, what if that didn't literally happen?
Yeah, which I think that story is a fantastic example of something that's meant to be interpreted metaphorically.
Yeah. And
how large would the ship have to be for him to have fit one of every animal on it?
Yeah, exactly.
It would have to span the fucking equator, right?
Yeah.
So which obviously didn't happen because there are specifications for how big it is in cubits.
Yeah.
And guess what? Oh my lord.
Oh, okay. Playing doctor here. Oh, the hand drill broke because of the skull.
Oh, okay. You can drill through a door, but no, you drill that. That's what breaks it. Okay.
I just touch with hand.
Oh, I just lick it up.
I just drink it.
All right.
It's a straw.
I do believe that's going to be the end of this episode.
Wait. One more thing I was going to say.
What?
So, so that story is metaphorical, and like I said, it all boils down, no matter what logical path you take and no matter how much you justify it with logic and reason, it all boils down to faith. Now, what I was going to say, Matt, is a lot of people seem to kind of have a weird attitude that faith and reason or faith and science have to be separate, but there's no reason that should be the case. I feel like they definitely can coexist, and in fact, even more than coexist, in a lot of cases, they kind of, in a way, back each other up, or I believe exist beautifully together in harmony, in a wonderful dichotomy.
Yeah, you know what? I know this episode's going over, but I like how creationism and evolution can go together if you just assume that a day isn't the same to God as you.
Well, creationism is a little different. That's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, well, let's not start it. Later!
No, that is a good point, though. You can interpret 7 days metaphorically.
Yeah.
But,
Oh.
Sorry, I felt screaming was in order after such serious topics.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. It's on the fucking, what is the show called?
We didn't goof enough,
I like this episode. Fucking Amnesia's a great series because like episode 1 is and episode 6 is like, oh yeah, I agree that about theology.
I was literally going to say I like that we can vary our humor or not humor, our discussions from literally down to so if you interpret this metaphorically, backing it up through theological science.
Well, everybody, see you later on Religious Cereal Podcast.
Bye.
For cereal.